Hi, this is Ebony, and welcome back to my channel. So, we all were captivated by the recent Olympics that took place in Paris. And as I watched the Olympics, and I know you did too, it was all over socials, it dominated the TV because we all took part in just cheering on the home team and possibly even cheering on athletes from other countries. I began to ask myself, what can I, as an author, learn from these Olympic athletes that I can apply to my author journey and to help me? Okay, I think the number one thing to learn from the Olympic athletes, regardless of what sport they actually participate in, is there's a lot of hard work that takes place behind the scenes. Similar to myself, as well as other authors, when our book is complete and it's published, and you can go online or go to your local bookstore and purchase it, all you see is a final product. Likewise with the athletes, we just see them showing up at the starting line or showing up preparing to do their gymnastics routine. But we're not privy to, and probably don't really put a lot of thought into, well, what is all of the hard work, all of the countless hours of training that this athlete had to do behind the scenes. So it really gave me, it really reiterated to me that in order for me to continue to have success as an author, I must continue to stay disciplined. I have to put in that hard work, those countless hours of reading, of writing, of researching, of sacrificing, all of those things. I have to continue to do that if I want to make it to the finish line, which for me would be completing my book and having my book put out there. Training, right? That discipline piece, it is not glamorous. It is not sexy. It's probably not even fun, but it's very much so necessary. And honestly, I feel like these things I'm saying, anybody, not just authors or athletes, can apply it to your life or achieving your dreams or reaching your goals, whatever it is that we want to do in life. Like, we absolutely know that you have to be disciplined, because truth be told, we're not going to always feel like doing whatever it is. I am sure there are times when those athletes didn't feel like going in the gym to train. I am sure there are times where they probably didn't want to maintain the strict diet that they have to maintain to keep their body in tip-top shape. Likewise, for myself or other authors, there might be times where we just don't feel like writing, or we want to write, but maybe your story isn't coming to you, otherwise known as writer's block. So what can you do to ensure that you stay disciplined? In my opinion, the biggest thing is to be consistent, to have consistency. Okay, what does that look like? Two things. One is to create a schedule. Okay, have a schedule, a writing schedule that tells you, I'm going to write on these particular days, maybe 3 days a week, 5 days a week, maybe every day, every other day is different for everyone. But have a consistent schedule. That's number one. And then secondly, you have to stick to that schedule. What good is it to create a schedule that you don't follow? Remember, this is me. This is Ebony creating a schedule for Ebony, right? It's no one else making me do this. So if I say this is what I need to do in order to achieve my goal, why would I not stick to it? Why would I not follow it? Now, it doesn't mean that you can't or I couldn't make adjustments, because we should make adjustments. If something isn't working, then yes, excuse me, my face started itching. Let me adjust my pillow. Okay, so if something isn't working, then definitely make adjustments. Like, why stay on a path if that path isn't working for you. But don't quit, don't stop, and don't give up. Hey, so in my opinion, in order to stay disciplined, you need to be consistent. Be consistent, in my opinion. Again, this is just, life according to Ebony. I think you should create a schedule and be very specific in your schedule, down to I'm going to write on these days or how many days a week. Also include for how long are you going to write. Maybe you have a word count goal. At this point, as I've transitioned now into being a full-time writer, I haven't developed a word count goal just yet. That's not to say that I won't, but typically I'll tell myself, okay, well, you need to complete, 3 scenes or 2 chapters or something like that. And then I typically write, if not every day, like every other day. It just doesn't feel like work for me. So for me, there's never a time where I don't want to write. There are certainly days where I don't, but personally for me, if I'm not writing, it's not because I didn't want to. It could just be like maybe I had something else going on to where I just I didn't make the time to actually write. But for me, it's never because I don't want to, because I'm fueled by the passion. So I absolutely love it. So just to wrap up, I think there is quite a bit that we can take away from the Olympic athletes and have the same type of success that they had. But I believe that it takes discipline, because there is a lot of hard work that you have to put in behind the scenes. And as a writer, that hard work can be a little bit lonely, maybe, because I believe you really do have to somewhat isolate or seclude yourself so that you're able to completely focus distraction free during your creative process. So in order to do that, it definitely takes a lot of discipline. And then to be disciplined, we just have to be consistent. Stick to that schedule, create it, stick to it, and don't let yourself down. I'll leave you with this final question. So we know the Olympics come around every 4 years. How dedicated are you to your dreams or your goals if you knew that you would only maybe get a shot to perform 4 years from now? How disciplined or dedicated would you be if you could only possibly have a chance to participate in the Olympics 4 years from now? Think of how much dedication all of those athletes we cheered on, how dedicated they stayed, knowing that they would maybe make the trials and make the Olympic team. So let's use that same type of dedication in our own lives, in my author journey, and for everyone else in your own life. Tune into, tap into that same type of dedication and commitment so that you can achieve your dreams and your goals and live your best life and get your Olympic gold medal, whatever that might be. Thanks for watching.